everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. It's very early morning, it's very cold out. Maxwell's not with me right now. I got a message this morning, phone call from our son, who is over at our house. As you know, there's work being done on the house that we had used to live in that had gotten flooded. Got quite a lot of water in the basement, and when in a hurricane and a flash flood and the tornado that hit 15 months ago. Well, we just got I just got a message that we will no longer, Mom, you don't have to worry about getting water in the basement because the house is up in the air. My last video with Maxwell was just 2 days ago. They were preparing the property to raise it, and apparently yesterday afternoon the company got there and it has 3 more feet to go. So our son said, quickly come over if you want to document it. Max, as I said, isn't with me because it's very early. I didn't want to miss this. So you must excuse me. I didn't even comb my hair this morning. I did brush my teeth. But I'm going over to the home and I'm going to see the progress. He sent a picture. But I want to surprise you folks. Actually, I thought it would look really stupid. Sorry, but like, I don't know. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm thinking, oh my goodness. It has the picture he showed me. It has 3 more feet to go. So I was saying to, I like it like that. But of course he can't build the garages underneath it. So it does have to go up higher. My last video I said, he's going to have like a games room. Well, it won't be living space, obviously, because if the property floods again, they can move the cars out of the way, and the water, it's like going to be like a shore house that are up on stilts, even though it will have walls, almost sort of like a breakaway wall. I think that's how it's going to be constructed, but it's going to look like a 2-story home when it's done, because right now it's a rancher. So I don't know, I'm gonna go over and see what's gonna be done. I told you guys I'm gonna document this process. I'm just fascinated with it. I really was. Ian had some work to do, and he said, oh, I'd love to come over. He'll probably come over a little bit later, and probably by that time, because it happened so very quickly, the house is gonna be up in the air. Oh my word. Anyway, folks, yeah, I'll take you along on our little adventure here to see our little house on the prairie being raised. I sent a picture of what our son had sent me to all of the kids, and every one of them was like, wow, look at that. Would you look at that? Wow. And Jordan says, it doesn't have to worry about flooding anymore, Mom. We're not going back. But when it's all said and done, again, I'll take you along on the process. I think it'll be quite a lovely property. It'll be a lovely home, safe, and yeah, I'm happy for our son and his wife. I'm very happy for them because it's a beautiful property. So you remember, our son Jean-Pierre said, Mom, do you miss it? I said, I miss the quiet, I miss the land, and I missed my deer because they were my friends. But other than that, I love our house that we're in now. And someone else can enjoy this house. All right, folks, I'll take you along. See ya. Hey, so you guys remember me walking back, Ian and I and Maxwell, from the bridge that was built, right? And our house is over here. Well, let me show you what I'm looking at right now. Hold up. Our little house on the prairie is up in the air. Would you look at that? I'm like amazed. It's going up and up and up. Hold on. I didn't grab my tripod, so you must excuse my shaky camera here. I was so excited. Again, Wolf House and Building Movers, Burnville, PA. I was showing you just the other day all of the piers, all of these, the cribbing that was put under the beams that you saw the other day. Now they've done the hydraulics right now, and apparently it's 6 inches per hour. They started yesterday afternoon. Look at that. I certainly won't get water in that basement. Wow. Looks quite majestic up in the air. It will actually just look like a 2-story home with a large garage down below. Well, actually, we live near the New Jersey shore, and there's a lot of houses that are just built like this, on like stilts. So the water, the rushing water can rush through. But this will have, it will look like a proper 2-story home when it's built. Look at that. They were the hydraulics. They just went up. And the workers here are just putting the wood up under the beams, as you can see. Wow. What an engineering feat. Oh my word. Hopefully you can hear this because the wind is catching up now. Look at that. Oh, the smoke detector is still going. I hear the chirping. Well, if I had anything in there, I'll have to wait. Look at that. See if I can hone in on this. I don't want to embarrass these guys. Looking here, I did say, this was my home. They're cool. As you can see, I'm just placing the wood. This house is about 70 years old, and the back extension there, this was the original little home here. That, not that, and not that. They were put in the 1970s, where my sewing room was, where the master bedroom was. And this is the original little house here, little bungalow, built on this property here. Just turn this around. Just come back up here. I don't want to get in the way of these workers. But they're just young guys, and they're just, wow, just doing their job. Look at that. I'm like amazed. It's awesome. Oh, somebody said, what will happen with the basement? Well, obviously the basement of this home that had gotten all of the water in down there, that was under the ground. That is going to be completely filled in, level with the ground here. Our son will just bring in stone and fill that entire basement, then pour a concrete floor, because he's going to have either maybe a 2 foot higher from ground level floor. So if it ever would flood, the water would, you know, come through and not into the hopefully not into this floor here, not inundate the garages. And again, we had 200-year floods in about 20 years. So, but with the crazy climate change and the climate weather, who knows the creek, the little tiny bubbling creek, could absolutely break its banks again with crazy weather. So as you can see, this is a very pretty area. Very pretty. And it's a very desirable area to live in. So he said it was worth his while to have the home raised and then rebuild it. It will be resided, new windows and new doors, as I said, all new decking around it, an interior staircase coming up where my sewing room was, in the one corner coming into the little breakfast nook there. And then, of course, an exterior staircase going around a whole wraparound deck porch. I believe he's putting new windows in. Maybe not. The windows were really quite nice. And my husband said, you don't really have to. Just replace a few of them, but not a lot. But as you can see, this is a very pretty, well, it's not pretty right now, but a very pretty wooded area. 5 acres. Oh, some of you may be wondering about the 3 acres that our son's property had been, well, actually trespassed on, and 3 acres of trees were cut down. That is still pending, but very close to being resolved, that whole issue. The woods have not obviously regenerated themselves to the extent that they were. It was a thick woods, and the trees were cut down, but they look like decent enough woods now. But the deer are coming around a little bit. We were here and there was a deer jumping. As you know, the deer were my friends. They were just so lovely. Noise actually from the whatever that is, pump, whatever that is, control board, actually just lifted the house. You can't see it. I couldn't see it, but the workers here are moving the cribbing measuring, and sure enough, it went up. And it is literally centimeter by centimeter. Well, actually 6 inches per hour. I'm not going to hang around, but you get the idea, folks. Just amazing. Just amazing. I will be back and show you more progress. I'm just watching. This is an amazing process. Some of you were asking, since the house was open when we came the other day, is there any, has it been vandalized in any way at all? Well, it's interesting. It has, if you had noticed on my last video, the house has had a security system, and it has a key lock that you have to have the combination to. So most of the doors have been locked, and we live in a very safe area here. And I think basically what's happened, if anybody ever saw the state of the house, they're already thinking, oh, it's probably already been vandalized. Because it was in such a sorry, sad state. Oh, it was so pretty. It's going to be very pretty again. Very pretty again. It's so funny. Oh, it's so cold outside. Oh, it's so cold outside. I had to come and sit in my car. Well, that's about it. They were saying it at this point right now, it has about 8 more inches to go. Up in the air, they were measuring it, and I was just talking to the chap here. I didn't video him because I didn't ask him if he wanted to be videoed. Just a young guy, but he said this was quite a straightforward lift. The fact that it was an older home, that it was block, built very, very solidly, except for the back extension, which again he said was built in the 70s, so it was fairly solid. Even though it had a large footprint, it was sort of short. They didn't have to worry about the height of the building. It was just a 1-story, and it was also they had a slight difficulty going down into the block basement. But once they started lifting it, they said, yeah, it was quite straightforward, quite simple. They were just moving it, moving the cribbing up, sort of like Jenga pieces, to support the whole thing. And as soon as our son comes in, he will fill the entire bottom, like I said, with the stone, and reinforce the floor there. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that, folks. I was so excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. He was saying he came the other day. We were talking about the wildlife and the deer, and he said there were a flock of wild turkeys that walked past yesterday, and they came in this morning. And there was a huge, great big raccoon in the dumpster. And he says, you got lots of wildlife here. That's the one thing we don't have at our house where we live, because we live on a fairly busy road. It's very quiet here where we used to live. And I miss that. I miss the quiet. I miss the deer. But I love our home. But this will make a... But this will make a really lovely home for someone. So yeah, thank you so very much, folks, for following along. This has been really awesome. It's not done. It has just begun. But when it's being done, and when the house is being rebuilt, I will show you. All right, folks, I hope you have a lovely day. It's a sunny, bright, sunny, cold day here in Pennsylvania. Take care, everybody. Keep safe. Love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.